The I'm Friends with the DJ podcast is brought to you by Grip Tins. Patent pending 100% food grade silicone, BPA free with gecko grooves and spiral ring sleeve for your bartending tin. In an environment where things tend to get wet, we let you get a grip. That is www.griptins.com. www.griptins.com. GRIPTINZ. Grip Tins.
It's a beautiful dream, but sometimes dreams and reality don't coincide.
Did you just say what I think you just said?
Yeah, you ain't fucking with the Wonder Boy. It's going down.
What's going on, guys? This is I'm Friends with the DJ, episode 13. Angelo the Kid here. We got Olive Oil, and then we got our special guest, Pat Light. Pat, how you feeling today? Good?
I'm feeling fantastic, Angelo.
Love it. Pat here. He's a legend from our eyes, pretty much.
Former MLB relief pitcher, correct?
Correct.
Current owner and operator of Green Rock, our boss.
Amen.
Professional JMO drinker.
I wore the shirt just for that, bro. I got the shirt on just for that.
Jameson's drink.
That could be a write in there. Could be a write in.
Yeah.
But, Pat, how was the holiday weekend for you?
It was good. Went down the shore a little bit. Were you guys play anywhere this weekend?
No,
man,
we
actually went to Montauk.
Yeah, or Montauk.
Oh yes, I saw that.
Back to Bruce.
Yeah, you FaceTime. You went and saw Lug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little Hamptons action, which was nice because we've never been up there. It's a good vibe. Definitely different than what we're used to, but it was cool.
It was a really good change of pace from doing the exact same thing at the shore every weekend. That's for sure.
How long does it take to get out there?
Our place, it was our hotel. So we were in Montauk, like with Common Grounds Bar. Our hotel was like on the border of like Southampton and I believe like East Hampton, I think it was. So it was like 45 minutes. It was far from there. So from our house to Southampton was like an hour 45. And then it was like an additional 45. So it was probably like an hour and a half.
We hit no traffic though, which is crazy. Because like it's one road into Montauk. And so like there was like maybe an extra 15 minutes and that was it, which is really good.
Yeah.
Or else we would have been screwed.
One road take you all the way down.
Montauk is deep too.
Yeah.
It's all the way at the end of Long Island.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of parties going on in like Southampton and Montauk this past weekend.
Yeah.
I saw DJs there.
I noticed it was like a big spot for house parties. Like I said, this is new for me and Fisher. A lot of my friends actually finding out like later had rented houses with their friends, like their college friends, and just like, enjoy the beach and just hung out there and drank there. I don't think there's many bars. Like, I believe in Montauk, there's only 2 or 3 bars. So when everything was kind of going on, it was like circulated between like Common Ground, those other 2 spots. Yeah. And another thing that I didn't know, which is really cool, is Montauk is so far east. So far east, right? Yep, so far east. I'm messing up my directionals over here. So far east that it's only about 20 minutes to take a ferry ride from Connecticut and Rhode Island. So I thought most people were coming from like New York City and like driving all the way out. A lot of the people were actually like fairly new and they were just taking ferry rides from Connecticut to Rhode Island. That's like 20, 30 minutes and, getting into the Hamptons, which I had no clue that was so close. And it reminded me more of like a Massachusetts, like Rhode Island feel than New York in terms of Montauk.
Yeah, I mean, Pat, did you ever, when you were up in Boston, did you ever like head over to like Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, like that stuff?
I went to the Cape. I didn't go over
the Cape.
Yeah.
Well, the Cape too. It's like very similar to like very old America type kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that.
Like we probably saw the nicest PC Richardson ever to exist.
Yeah, they're like houses. It's like literally made like like white shingles on it and crap. It was really strange.
And like you walk through the shops there and you got what? Coach, you got Lululemon, you got and like these are little stores and you're walking.
Vineyard Vines.
Yeah, it's like all Richie. It's Richie Rich. That's what it is. But it was a really good time though. Angelo, what'd you do? Anything?
So I worked at my first private event gig. Well, 2 private event gigs. On 4th of July. During the day, I had just like it was a 40th birthday in a backyard by pool, like super chill. It was super fucking hot Saturday, first of all, like muggy as hell. I was like dying, bringing the speakers and shit, like dripping sweat, packed like 5 t-shirts.
That's why I don't do private events anymore.
No, it was brutal. Well, listen, and for right now, it was my fucking first drop since like March. So, I'll take it. And then at night I did like, it was this mansion party in Homedale. It was like one of my cousin's friends, and they had, the house is fucking huge. They had a basketball court, bunch of stuff. It was fun though. Good time.
What was the go-to song of the night?
Valerie.
Or song of the day?
Valerie, Amy Winehouse.
Really?
Interesting.
It was weird. I honestly, me personally, I thought I lost the crowd a couple times, and like when I played that, like they were feeling it.
There you have it, folks. Don't book Angelo. He loses the crowd during private events.
Yep, I suck. There you go.
But Pat, back to you at the shore. I saw on Instagram that you had your first grill ever.
Stop.
Yes. First grill. I'm still not sure what's in. I know it was Rebels in there. But yeah, I had my first grill ever. It was good. I don't know. I wouldn't go back for more grills. I had one grill and then I switched it back to Jameson.
Yeah. Well, let's be real. What you're gonna do is you're gonna change the name and bring in a Green Rock and flip it there, baby.
And just put Jameson in it instead of like the schnapps or whatever the fuck goes in it.
No, I think it's like Sky Vodka or something.
Is that what it is?
They do.
Yeah, it is Sky.
I feel like it's something different every time that drink, like in the grail, like it's over.
Depends who makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, Mark, I got a name of a fucking drink after Carrabba's, and it's got Red Bull in it, so I can just call it rock. I can make it rock fuel.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Honestly.
That's not. Plus like a rocket red. That worked. That could work out really well.
And here's the thing:
the mind eraser of Green Rock.
Exactly. like people already know the taste and they know the look.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean. It's very easy play on your fact. And honestly, at the end of the day, like obviously Carrabba's wants a shot that's going to sell. So now you're going to start selling out of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
bro. He wants to have like the best-selling drink at Green Rock just to rub it in your face.
1,000%.
That's not a bad move.
Allow him to rub it in my face as long as he keeps.
That's not a bad move. But Pat, actually, kind of going over this, one thing we had this weekend that we need to propose to you and Brandon. Is a drink that blows
these
things out of the water.
Oh, the
claws
gin,
out of the
gin.
water.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the long drink?
No.
It's this Finnish seltzer gin thing, dude. There's better than everything.
Really?
They go down. Like we had to slow ourselves down from drinking. I think it was me, Merkel, and one of our buddies, and I think we probably went through like 12 each within like a 4-hour period.
It's called the long
drink.
The long drink.
It's a blue can. They have like 3 flavors. It's like
grapefruit,
the actor cranberry, and something else.
Yeah, you know the actor Miles Teller?
No.
I
might know him by face.
Yeah,
but
I don't really know him either. To be honest with you, I guess he'd be like
he was in that
C-list actor.
He was actually in he was in Project X actually.
He was in Project
X.
He showed up for like probably about 5 minutes, and then he was a baseball player. And then he was also I forget the name of the movie.
Player.
Yeah,
he's in other movies. I don't know. He has like a
boxer. He was in a boxer in another movie where he got injured like really bad. I forget what it's called, but
hold on.
Interesting.
Well, yeah.
Somebody
pull it up.
Wait, it was with the bald dude. He was in that shitty Fantastic Four reboot too.
He was in the movie with Jonah Hill,
this guy.
military movie.
No, this is him. Is this him?
Warhogs. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He's a co-owner of the long drink.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, when you guys told me about that drink, I saw it like 3 times after.
Yeah, it's supposedly, from my understanding, it's like not that popular in the U.S. I mean, like I think it's in stores, but I haven't seen any store like sell it or
top selling taste of Finland.
Yeah, it's a Finnish thing.
We got to hop. All I'm saying is, there's money to be made. We got to hop on it.
I think I think it can possibly be like the next High Noon. Like I think it could take over High Noons because it's the same deal. It comes in a 4-pack. It's like $12 for the 4-pack, like a complete ripoff.
I'm gonna message him right now.
Yeah, it's good. It's instead of flavored vodka or seltzer vodka, this is seltzer with gin.
Yeah, it's gin.
And I think there's 3 flavors. The first one's grapefruit.
I do not like gin.
You don't even know there's gin in it.
Taste it.
You taste like the flavor more so. Like they only had the grapefruit ones at Common Ground,
which is like the original ones.
Yeah, like the plain one or whatever the fuck. But I want to try that cranberry so bad because it's probably money.
Very good, very good.
Well, listen, we're gonna try to get in touch. See what we got.
Yeah. the first thing I thought when we were drinking it, I was like, wow, this is a lot better than High Noons, and there could be a lot of money to be made. Maybe it's big in New York, maybe it's big in like Massachusetts, like that area. But yeah, no, I haven't seen anything over here. I've only seen like Instagram ads of it like a couple months ago, and that's like we went there and like Fisher got like a strawberry daiquiri or something like mixed drink.
Hell yeah.
So did my buddy, and I was like, wow, I saw it on the menu, and I was like, I've heard of it, and I was like, really want to try it. So I was like, get it a long drink, and it's actually really funny because just a little story from that. We were drinking the whole time, just talking how like fire it was. And two of these girls that came up that were friends with our buddy Lughead came over and like, you guys drinking a long drink? Those things are trash. We're like Team High Noons. After like an hour, I'm hyping.
I'm literally looking at them like, fucking get away from me right now. These things are amazing. You could suck it.
Just hyping it up. But yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. This whole like era and age of these seltzers like really changed the game. Like the typical frat boy, no beer. It's seltzers now.
Next is Jameson seltzers. Like, imagine
seltzers. I feel like that would
like, imagine if they actually did that. Like, I feel like they would get ridiculed.
JMO ginger.
Like every whiskey drinker would be like, "Fuck you."
Seriously, they should not be entering that market.
Yeah. Do they make like pre-made mixed drinks like a rum and coke?
I don't think so.
Like, maybe like they have like those little balls, but no one ever buys them. I've seen them before. They're like these like little tubes. They're weird. You got to look them up. They're like bullets, I think they're called, or something.
Do they give you just like a little bit of soda and a little bit of like?
No, it's all in one. It's like
so they're like our.
They're rum drinks too. Usually, I forget what they're called.
Yeah, I've always wondered that and stuff. Like I said, they the whole seltzer idea and like just really kind of changed the game. And
I was saying it the other day. I don't know how it will work, but I guess like similar to soda, I could totally see that being on tap.
Oh, museum, yeah, literally, and then Museum of Sex. When I DJ'd there, they had everything was cans. Nothing was like I ordered gin and tonic. They had it in a can. It was weird. But like,
right.
Yeah, everything was. It was I've never seen it before, but yeah, they didn't make anything fair.
Was it like, did you keep the bottle? Like, did they like can it there?
Yeah, they were all cans. No, it was all in a can. Like, it was pre-made. Like, they just cracked open the can. It was like some kind of brand.
Oh, you're probably so banged up you don't even remember the brand. I've never seen that before.
It was it was really weird. I guess it was like because of the whole place too.
Yeah, Pat, when are you getting High Noons on tap or White Claws on tap?
Whenever they offer it to us, believe me, it'd be significantly cheaper for us. I think like right now a White Claw costs us like $1.20 a can, but like a Bud Light on tap is per pour is like 40 cents. So it would be much better especially with how much White Claw is drunk, whatever it's called. It would make my business a lot better.
Interesting.
And we wouldn't run out. If you guys remember last Sunday Fun Day season, we were running out every weekend in September. That's the only reason High Noon started gaining traction at Green Rock was because we'd run out of White Claw and people would have to drink High Noons.
And they started liking it, and like,
and that's honestly that's probably like that could be like a big thing as to why High Noons got so big is because like a lot of places probably did sell out of White Claws.
Yeah, just because they had like White Claw Gate last fall where they couldn't make them fast enough bars. So we ran out several times. Like we'd order, I think it was like 4 or 5 weeks in a row. We'd order 80 cases a weekend, and they'd only give us like 55. Like they wouldn't have enough for us.
No way that was actually called White Claw Gate or like.
No, I just called it White Claw Gate.
That's pretty good.
Between Green Rock and Pig and Pear, that's what we called it.
Little trifecta over here. That's so funny.
Yeah,
so Pat, how's everything been right now? You know. The business within you with
we had some plans this past weekend to do something and then Murphy decided to go back on the 25% inside, which awful, but what are you gonna do?
It is what it is. I mean, it's slow, there's nothing to do. I'll be there this weekend doing something, but I mean, there's nothing really to do. Really just trying to close the gap on rent. We're not going to make enough money to pay rent. It's just not, and until we can get people inside, there's no way. But when we close the gap, lose less money.
Yeah,
it's really all we're doing. And at the same time, summer's not crazy for us. Fall is when we need to make our money. So until then, it's honestly quite nice. I'm having a nice little summer here. Down the shore a little bit. And it would be nicer.
Little relaxing, right?
Yeah, it'd be nicer if Green Rock was in business a little bit more, but especially because I am a manager right now at Green Rock, but I don't anticipate that happening for an extended period of time. So even right now, I feel like I'm on the clock with my nights are numbered over at Green Rock. So,
and you're not just at Green Rock. So, in terms of your other places, how's everything going on with them?
Well, I have one of the restaurants, Saku, up in it's on 9th and Park in Hoboken, and that one does better. The margins are much different. It's a different ball game. It's a sushi restaurant. Our labor is way higher. It's a completely different business plan, really, or business model.
Yeah.
But they're doing much better than we are because it's a restaurant. People still love going out to eat.
People love sushi.
Yeah, but that coincides with normal times where Saku doesn't slow down as much in the summer as Green Rock does. But Saku does not have the fall that Green Rock does.
Exactly.
So it's just a different game. It's if they make $1 million in a year, their margins are very different in comparison if Green Rock made $1 million in a year. So it's just a different business model.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what ultimately ever got you into the whole idea? So for people, that don't know,
just get into your story in a sense. Started out as a pitcher, you got drafted by the Red Sox, and then I guess you could say it. I won't say your story.
Tell the story for him.
Well, I just got the Wikipedia up on the computer.
I do have your website up because I want to get into your.
Love that. That's new.
I want to get into your. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, but I want to get into your 4th of July barbecue stuff because
Pat Light show. Right?
I got some things that we could we could add in there that might be a little bit better, but
fair.
We'll talk about that.
Well, I grew up in Jersey, so since this is a Jersey podcast, I'll start with that stuff. I grew up in Jersey, grew up in Coltech, New Jersey. Went to, if you're a Monmouth County guy, went to CBA, Christian Brothers Academy. Went to Monmouth University, then eventually got drafted by the Red Sox. Left, played baseball from 2012 to 2018 with a little bit of showtime. Played in the big leagues with the Red Sox and the Twins. Then bounced to the Pirates. Then later to the Mariners. Was horrendous with the Mariners. And got released, and I said sayonara to baseball. But Green Rock and Saku happened solely because of my drinking habit in between seasons. I'd come home. I moved here in 2013, and I actually went to Green Rock and hated the place. So it was way too small, would never go back. And then my high school baseball coach called me one time. He was like, "Hey, how's Hoboken?" Just kind of shoot the shit. And then he was like, "You got to go to Green Rock." And I was like, "Oh man, that place sucks. Way too small." And he's like, "No, you gotta go, and you gotta introduce yourself to this guy. He's the owner. This guy named Paul Marcotte. And obviously, you guys know Paul. And so I did, and that was who originally got me into Jameson, because I was like a SoCo line guy in college. You take the fruitiest shots you can take in college.
SoCo, wow.
Yeah, SoCo line. I haven't taken one of those in a really long time. But yeah, he got introduced to Paul. Paul was on his way out of Hoboken already. He left within a year, and I ended up getting introduced to Danny Gray. And then he did Grand Vin, which, if you're familiar with Hoboken, that's a nice restaurant. And I told him, I just told him if he ever did another restaurant to please include me, or think of me at least. And I got released by the Mariners, and then about a month and a half later, Danny had called me and was like, "Would you like to do this restaurant?" And so that's how the ball kind of got rolling. It was great timing for a guy who was unemployed. But
there you go.
Yeah, it worked. And then we started talking Green Rock just because I was over there, and he was like, "Go for it." So I did.
I got to say too, we DJ'd your first day of ownership, which I'm very proud of.
At Green Rock?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We didn't even know you. It was I think it was October of this year.
No, I think
last year.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been an owner for a year yet.
Yeah.
Did we DJ his first day of ownership or his first day of managing?
No, he wasn't managing because you were just there with your family and stuff.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And
that probably sealed the deal. You realized, oh wow, I got a great bar and some great DJs. So
yeah, exactly.
Stick to the Fridays or something.
He's got happy I played Sweet Caroline.
There's a reason why you DJ every single night that I manage.
Oh man, the beginning of your story started Eastbound and Down, but instead of going to Mexico, you went to the kitchens.
Well, yeah. So,
but it's all good. We're gonna get you back in the league, my friend. I love that story. But yeah, no, it's great to see it too, because it's definitely a different take than, other people in nightlife. What we see from our side, we usually come across a lot of owners in the industry that have been in it for a while and have kind of more so like came from the industry. I know people that started as, bar backs and worked their way up to becoming owners of places, or bouncers that have, become managers to owners. So seeing you kind of come from a completely different industry and kind of work your way into Green Rock and nightlife is very cool. And yeah, how was that process like at first? I'm assuming it could be a little crazy, with everything.
Yeah. Well, I started at Saku. Saku sucks. I don't know if you guys have ever been in the service industry outside of being a DJ, but like, it's a restaurant. So like, I have to go up to tables and talk to them about how their meal is. And like, they have to, when people fucking bitch constantly. And, I had just went from, big league baseball player who, pretty much if you ever, spend any time in the big leagues, like everything is thrown at you. Like, you're just pampered. And I went from that to now like waiting on these fucking idiots is like, beck and call, and it annoyed the hell out of me. So I went over to Green Rock, and it's such a different vibe, such a like a more laid back as far as a management perspective. Yeah. I'm more concerned about my staff than I am the customers. If the staff is happy there, the customers are typically happier there. Yeah. That's not the same at Saku. The staff could be happy at Saku, and the customers could be furious. You never really know. So it's really, honestly, it's management of egos of staff. If there's a lot of egos in there, especially in Green Rock. There's a lot of people that, whether it's a customer, staff, employee member, like there is a lot of entitlement in Green Rock. A lot of people feel like they did this for this place, they did that for this place. It's managing those without beating people down too much.
Yeah. And I feel like it kind of comes with Green Rock too, in the sense because it is like a small, like tight-knit community. Me and Fisher have had the opportunity to DJ at a couple places, and definitely Green Rock like offers that like homey vibe and stuff. And I think Angelo can even attest to that too, because even he's got his chance to play at Green Rock a few times and like pretty much knows everyone there, just as me and Fisher, and we've been working there, for a year. So I feel like that comes with the territory of Green Rock, that homey, that home vibe, but also maybe that, like you said, that the egos or the clickiness of it, and from employees to regulars and everyone that kind of comes in.
I feel like customers want to be a part of that. If they see that, a lot of times they want to be like, oh, I want to be part of this. Like they think this is so cool that it's like a whole family vibe at the end of the day, for a restaurant or a bar. So yeah, it's fire though. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that's Cheers song that talks about how like, you want to go where everybody knows your name. That's what Green Rock is. Like, it's such a it's such a group of people. Like, you have such a strong core of regulars there. And those people, one of the biggest job for me as a manager, and Fish and Kev see this all the time. It looks like I'm just getting drunk with everyone, which it is. I'm having a great time. But in reality, like also like that's one of the things that the guy before me, a guy named Danny Gray, did. Like he would just, everyone loved that guy. He would walk into the place like he was like Barack Obama or something like that. Like everyone wanted to know the guy, and I wanted to bring that back to Green Rock where. Brandon can be a little intimidating sometimes. Brandon is this big dude. I'm big, but like he's a big guy.
He's got the muscles. That's why.
Yeah, and like he can be a little.
And the tats.
he can be a little intimidating, and he doesn't.
Vein boy, they got the veins, bro. That's what it is.
And that guy doesn't take shit, man. Like I was in negotiations to buy the place, and he was still charging me for drinks, and I was like, that guy can be tough.
First time I met Brandon, I just thought he was just like a frat boy. I don't know why. We happened to see him one day, and he had I don't even think he was working. He was just like at the bar at the time, but he had like pretty much like an Oxford shirt on and like not shorts, but he had some type of legging contractions. I don't know what you call it. The jeggings, the leggings, the short pants or whatever. So
the things that just show his ankles. His ankles.
Exactly. Yep. And a little backwards cap, and he had some flow at the time, and he just looked mad preppy. And I remember he looking us up and down and being like, at the time, shout out to Megan Marcotte and Jeff at the time, because they kind of referred us in. And I just remember like first meeting him and stuff, and he kind of looks me and Fisher up and down like olive oil. He's like, okay. And he's like, both of you guys, or like one or the other.
That was literally. He said that's literally why he booked us, because it was two people. He's like, I've never seen two people DJ before, so I kind of want to see what see what happens. I'm like, all right.
I just remember that conversation and stuff.
If we got the gig, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, he's like, we got a couple guys on Friday, but we're looking potentially to bring somebody on one Friday, and we'd be interested in having you guys one night and work it out, and you guys do good, maybe we can get you in a couple more nights, and kind of had that conversation and stuff. Nothing guaranteed. Didn't really walk out of the conversation in terms of like us being like, we killed it, we rocked it. You know what I mean? I was still like unsettled, and kind of had that like not necessarily chip on the shoulder because it didn't like go bad. It was a good conversation, but kind of that like that idea of like we need to go in and we need to fucking murder it and like solidify our spot. You know? And that I think honestly helped us out at the end of the day, because I think if it was a little bit more of a different conversation, Brandon was like a little bit more opening or inviting, maybe we wouldn't have cared as much when we did it, and maybe we could have changed it. But Brandon was definitely seemed a little like closed off, a little like chippy on that aspect. You know what I mean? Talking about his establishment at the time. So we definitely wanted to come in and rock it at the time.
Dress to impress a little bit.
Yeah, of course. But Pat, did you ever think like, kind of growing up and stuff, that you wanted to be an owner and like get into this, or it was just like luck of the draw, like in that sense?
What do you mean by growing up? Like before I moved to Hoboken?
Obviously, you always want to be a professional baseball player because that's what you wanted to do and do it. But like obviously at the end of the day, like you can't play baseball, for your whole life. I mean, I wish I could play football my whole entire life, but you get to that point, where you realize, I got it's time for me to give up the game. So before that, of that aspect, did you always think about becoming an owner and like doing that? Like, have you always wanted to own business? Were you always like business savvy growing up and in that aspect, or was just like the right opportunity, and you just kind of you went with it?
I never wanted to work a 9 to 5. Like I've always been. I don't do bad like listening to people. But I've always, there was like a quote back in the day. That I was not back in the day, only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Or who said it, but it stayed with me for a while. It was, if you're not working to make your own dream come true, you're working to make someone else's come true. And that stuck with me. Oh, sorry about that. That stuck with me in terms of, what I wanted to do with my life. And when I didn't know I wanted to do restaurants. I still, I'm not sure. This might be my last restaurant. I don't really know. But I probably can almost promise you it's my last restaurant that I manage in any capacity. I've always wanted restaurants to be a part of like the bigger portfolio, but not where I work. Yeah. So this is, me managing at Green Rock just kind of happens to be right place, right time. I'm 29 years old, 28 when I bought it. I'm still young, still going out, still love to go to Green Rock.
Still kicking it, right?
Yeah. Like I still love doing all those things. Yeah. And it's a way to kind of close the gap on how quickly I make my return on the investment. Mm-hmm. So it's a good little mixture. But again, like I've talked to you guys before, I don't anticipate managing more, I originally anticipate this being my last football season that I managed at Green Rock at all. It might dive into next year based on who knows with COVID right now. Pretty much just guessing now at this point. But I always thought restaurants would be a part of it, because of my connections. But I still don't think in the end they will be a very significant portion of the bigger portfolio. I think it'll be something else.
Yeah.
Nice. And for like, just like lack of a better word, like right now, currently, I feel like you're in like a rebranding phase. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but like
it is.
You started up like a website. You're doing blogs now. You were on Section 10 and you were on Hubs' podcast with Barstool. You did some of that stuff. We talked about it before. You did that thing with Carabas with the rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and you lost. He's got the drink now.
Yeah. Now rock, paper, scissors abandoned all of Green Rock. You can't do that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
You should do that. You really should. Next do like a band. Like no one can do that.
If you want to request a song, you got to play us at rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And if we win, you'll get your song. But where do you see yourself taking that? I know like you got the YouTube. You want to start some like YouTube stuff up. Mm-hmm. Where do you see yourself taking that? Because you already have like from the baseball stuff, you have like that base following, and like clearly you're trying to grow it and make it more into something different.
Yeah. before you even go into that, we can talk about the fact where my man was trying to go for the high challenge, which I would love for you to elaborate on that feat. Well, I don't know if it's a feat. Did you complete it?
I did not.
You didn't complete it.
I don't even know about this. What's this?
Yeah.
So I called it the high
Caught a
camp.
little bit of it.
Yeah, I call it the high camp.
Oh! I thought we were
Yeah.
talking. I thought
No.
Yeah,
Get out of here, bro.
All right.
The high
No, everything was a mess, and Instagram made it extremely difficult for me to complete it. They would ban me every now and again from sending out too many highs, so that's great.
So what is exactly what? 'Cause I think I don't think.
So I was
I-
actually I'm sorry, Angelo.
No,
So
you're
I-
good.
Section 10 is the podcast for the Red Sox for Barstool.
Okay.
And I do a lot of stuff with them since I stopped playing. One day I was bored during quarantine, and I decided that I was going to go through their followers list, which is 30.3 thousand people, and I was going to say hello to every single one of them.
Oh my god.
Now, the worst part of the whole thing is I thought it was going to take me one day. Because I assumed assumed half of them were going to be private accounts, so those are knocked out immediately. And then I thought, I'm just saying hi, I'm copying paste hi. This can't take that long, I don't even know if I made the halfway point. Instagram would stop me, and then they would ban me for like a day or two I wasn't allowed to look at anyone else's followers. Like, you have to go to their follower list and scroll. I couldn't. They wouldn't let me do it.
Why would they ban you though? That's crazy.
I think it's against protocol. It's like maybe spamming.
Uh-huh.
I don't really know what the exact rules are. But if you throw too many like likes or comments or anything out there too quickly, they think you have a robot doing it. So they stop it.
Spotlight the robot over there.
That's
Quick.
that's hard to do though. Like to grow a page, I try and just follow, go to other accounts and just like pictures. That's hard for me. I can imagine just saying hi to that many people.
Yeah. So actually, this all starts.
That's crazy.
When I started trying to grow, you guys. I'm sure most of you are be familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
So Gary was brought to my attention.
1 second, I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Gary was brought to my attention back in 2017, and he said, if you want to grow your page, just start engaging with people on the whatever platform you're on. So I just started commenting and talking to people on Instagram. This is post big leagues. I had 2,000 followers on Instagram, and then now, based off of Gary's advice, I'm up to close to 20,000 now.
That's awesome.
And it's just solely from commenting on people's pages. Most people think I got my following because of the big leagues or because of Barstool. Barstool has given me a little bit of an uptick, but it's really from just using the platform, which is crazy. Obviously, I got the check mark. I did play for the Red Sox. All those things help. And obviously, my comment or a like on someone's page means something more than something else. But for the most part, I really just gained my following solely from commenting and talking to people on Instagram or on Twitter, which is crazy.
Because that could be for us. Say we just go to say we go to a Dream Hospitality for example, we just search DJ and following, go to every single DJ's page, comment, but it is a lot of work to do that. It really is
Full-time job.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
People literally run social media pages, do that.
I say, how many accounts did you get through?
I want to say I got through, I think about 5,000 the first day. So I moved that day, but from then on, I saw it affecting my mood. I would get pissed at people. Chelsea, got it a couple times. But it was, I want to say I got through maybe 15,000 counts, maybe closer to 20.
And how long was the span you doing it? A week or two?
I would say it was over a month, maybe.
Wow.
Close
you started real hot, 5,000.
Close to a month and a half.
That's wild.
Yeah, close to a month and a half of work, and it was just an absolute nightmare of a. It was
any upsides to it? Did you get any followers out of it?
I gained about.
You got a lot of reposts. I would see people be like, "Oh, this is random," and it was just Pat
Yep.
with the verified and everything. Hi.
I would get about 1,500. I think I got about 1,500 followers. Obviously, all Red Sox fans, so it's a the right market for me to be gaining. It's the right type of
1,500
follower,
nice. Yeah.
because those are the guys that will engage with my posts. That is how I get my posts out there.
Yeah.
So it was some upside to it. I just rather an intern have to do it for me rather than me.
There you go.
Because
Next
it
time,
was
pay him.
tedious as shit.
What was the most funniest picture that you saw?
Oh,
Did you see any like crazy like pictures and stuff? I don't know. The funniest. All right, calm down.
You know I gotta do it
all
to
the
you,
time.
bro.
I
I gotta
do
do
it
it
all
to
the
you.
What was the funniest or weirdest? Like I'm
gonna see if I can find it.
5,000 people. I can only imagine some of these pictures and stuff are strange or
Yeah, I remember one particular picture was a picture of a bed, and I guess it was someone's anniversary, and it was like a guy, the husband put on the bed in red flower, like red rose petals. Like, I'm gonna eat that pussy or something like that.
Oh my god!
And I said hi on the picture. So,
that's a Red Sox fan right there.
All that shit. Hi.
So as that one of the again, if I had help to do this, I thought it was going to go a lot better because I came across really weird ass pictures, and there were great like photo ops of a weird ass picture of me saying hi at the bottom. And like in the beginning when I was like really gung ho about the whole thing, I was like, screenshots, put it out there. People loved it. And the engagement percentage on these things were outrageous because people thought it was hilarious. But I just didn't. I ran out of time. I just didn't feel like doing it anymore. I got lazy with it, so I ended up stopping it.
Bro, how many pictures do you think you have screenshotted?
A lot. I don't know how many off the top of my head.
All right, we can talk off camera. Send me a bunch of them. We can make like a compilation video.
Fisher wants to be your intern, and he.
It'll literally take me like 20 minutes.
Oh, I don't have the actual screenshots of.
Of that.
Okay,
yeah.
I can send you a couple. I don't think I have that many though.
Do you have like enough probably to like say like maybe 50?
No chance.
No? All right.
Oh no, yeah, no chance.
I was gonna say I could make like a minute video and you could post it on your Instagram.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't. After a day and a half, I stopped screenshotting, and you didn't. I came across mostly regular pictures.
Yeah,
it was like I probably have maybe 4 or 5 that were absolutely
absurd. Yeah.
Were you picking like the first one or just scrolling? Were you like, all right, let me find something good to say hi? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so no, I usually pick the first one no matter what it was. I tried to help my girlfriend out by if the first one happened to be like a bikini shot of some girl or something like that, I wasn't going to say hi on it. So, because I did get a ton of DMs from girls, from Boston fans, and
yeah, because you're saying hi on a picture like that.
Everyone
Pat likes shooting a shot over here. That's what they probably think.
So I did that,
man.
and then honestly, towards the end was the beginning of this whole Black Lives Matter movement and all that stuff. And so I couldn't put pictures. I didn't want to say hi on any political or any of the black squares because I didn't want. Now I feel like I'm being
that would
I'm being offensive.
Yeah.
So
that'd be awkward.
Yes, so I had to stay away. I had to go back sometimes. I would be in such a groove. I'd be saying hi, and then I had to say hi, and I'd be like, oh no, I gotta go back, and I gotta delete that. And I went to a different picture. Interesting. You never know. People get upset. And, it's just a fun thing. But
wow, so it's like social media could be the best for things, and it could be the worst.
It can be
wild,
very, very frustrating.
So how many followers did you get out of everything you liked? You'd say like average.
Average.
I think you said about like 1,500, right?
Yeah. I think 1,300 or 1,400 new followers.
Cool.
And let's say I hit 15,000 accounts. So you're looking at like 10% of followers, which is pretty solid. For people to follow, and I'm sure it might even end up being higher than that because I'm at 1,300 or 1,400 people that stayed following me. My numbers here, like typically I lose like 250 followers in a week and I'll gain like 300 or so. So like how many people unfollow me? I might have ended up with an even higher percentage than that, but they just didn't continue to stay following me once I didn't follow them back or whatever.
This is a real good knowledge and stuff. And I think, you and Fisher have definitely talked about it before, like the whole aspect of like the marketing and the branding. I mean, at the end of the day, it's two different things. Us branding as DJ, you branding, for you, whether it be, the bar or, you yourself with the the podcasting or the baseball aspect. But at the end of the day, the whole, idea of that branding and marketing is huge, and especially using social media. And like, this is just Instagram, you know what I mean? And I know we've had a conversation on the fact of like tweeting and stuff, and I know you're slowly getting really big on Twitter. So in terms of your experience, where you see, engagement with your followers and the best retention, would you say Instagram is like the go-to social media for you? Or is that something you're most comfortable with and you're looking to look at other avenues? For us, it's Instagram. But we're still trying to kind of grow our own Twitter, and that's like really the 1-2 punch that we use for Olive Oil. I would say, right, Fish?
Yeah, I mean, I just post what we post on Instagram on Facebook. Like it's nothing different. Like Facebook, Twitter's a good like interaction page. Mm-hmm. Like you could like, I mean, I think like pretty much recently the only person I've really interacted with is you. So I don't really do. I gotta do more with Twitter. I gotta figure out meme life. I still like, I can't get into it too much, but
Twitter's hard for us because we're like, we kind of have to go to our market too, like our DJ market, people that are into music like us. And Instagram like is like, with DJing, it's like our resume at the end of the day. So
yeah, it's a little bit of a marker open up for sure. And I feel like for Twitter, at the end of the day, I think all social media is definitely more prone towards sports,
And it also shows like you really got to put your work in for the followers. It's not just gonna come too, because like you can't just like, unless you're making a hit single like Medusa out of nowhere, like you're not gonna fucking grow 10K out of nowhere.
Fucking
you know what I mean?
Joe Corey, bro. Yeah. Oh my god.
So that's true though. That's wild. Yeah. I gotta definitely step on that game.
Pat, you ever tried TikTok?
No, but I will say it is starting to come up more. As a social media guy who I obviously, you guys know, we've had a number of conversations about it. I obviously value social media quite heavily as far as growing and making more money and doing all of those things. TikTok has come up because the thing I've noticed for you guys are non-Twitter guys, which I agree with you on the non-Twitter. I think Twitter you guys will be able to show your personality a little bit more just because you'll be able to talk more. But Instagram is where DJs live. Like you guys, pumping up, getting the crowd going, whatever you guys put out there in music, like that's where I'm talking to you. Most people get Twitter to go for their news.
Yeah.
And that's, I talk about baseball, I make funny comments, like, that's where I live. But I will say Twitter, interestingly enough, and I know you guys follow me on Twitter, but videos on Twitter have been tremendous for me. Horrible for me on Instagram. I don't know why, but I haven't really put too much effort into it. But I have instead of tweeting and writing what I'm saying, I just say the tweet instead. And put a little, whatever into it, a little bit of Pat-like flavor to it. And I post it. The engagement, my typical engagement rate is going to be somewhere between 1% and 4%. Wow. On a video. It is usually between 15 and 25%.
Wow.
That's wild.
Really?
That's good information.
Really?
It makes sense though, because you just retweet it. Like people just retweet, you see it pops up, shared.
And people, I think another thing I look a lot into the psychological world of it is you're just, when you're on Twitter, you're just seeing tweets. Words. Yeah, if you see it disrupts your pattern, and immediately now you stop and okay, let's see what he has to say. You just click on the media that's in the tweet that's going to boost engagement. And now they're going to listen to me. They might listen for 4 seconds or not, whatever. My videos usually under 30 seconds. And now if they agree, now I have a little more personality behind it. Maybe it's a retweet, maybe it's something else, who knows? But that engagement percentage, pushing 20% is now getting that tweet further out there than it typically would have already gotten out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing too. Like on Twitter, people are looking for, especially now, like people are really looking for other people's opinions of like stature, quote unquote, to agree with their own opinions, or maybe it like takes their bias and makes it even more towards that. So that makes a lot of sense, that what you're saying, like it really, I don't even know how to explain.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like,
you know what I mean?
Opinions at this time can be valued extremely high in one hand, or extremely disregarded to the point.
But it makes sense why making
why
making that video and like you voice like most of your stuff is baseball related. So like if you're talking about the Players Association, you're talking about like the owners, whatever. People want that
validation.
Yes, that validation that like, okay, yes, that somebody else is saying this too. Like,
and
that this is my opinion as well.
Yeah.
Like,
and even more to come by from somebody who played the game and has been in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's huge. You know, it's not just AK me or somebody, Joe Schmo, who's like a baseball fanatic to say it at the end of the day. Like you're, you know, a guy who played in the league, played with these people, dealt with these people, you know what I mean? And so, you know, if anything, you have a stronger voice in what's being said.
Yeah, no doubt. You just get, honestly, the thing that I've noticed the most is you, especially on Twitter, is you got to take an opinion. A lot of times I push an opinion out there that obviously I never get into politics, but in baseball, I'll push an opinion out there that might be unpopular that I don't necessarily agree with, but I know it's going to get people to talk. And now I can talk with people. Like I'll be like, oh, you know what? That's a great point. And I already knew that point, but I'm gonna make you feel like you have that point and play the psychological card. Oh wow, you know, I beat Pat in an argument today, or he agreed with me, he retweeted me. Now he's gonna go tell his family, he's gonna tell his friends. Now he's gonna get a few of those people are gonna come look at my stuff now. If they like it, they're gonna follow. And you just get the people talking as much as you can about like I tweet things constantly all the time that I don't agree with myself. Or that I push a little bit further than I know it's gonna push a few people's buttons.
Yeah.
Like my most aggressive tweets are against Yankee fans. Like, you know how easy it is to push Yankee fans' buttons?
Oh yeah.
I tweeted today that the Garrett Cole was brutal. I played with Garrett. I love the guy, but I said this guy's gonna suck. And Yankee fans went nuts.
I saw people go like, you know, they love Garrett in the uniform and stuff like that. Yeah. He looks great here, yada yada.
Exactly. And now Yankee fans come swarming, and when Yankee fans come swarming, my followers who are all Red Sox fans come down, and now it's a shit show. And now instead of 4,000.
The rabbit hole goes.
You literally just
Pat is just starting Twitter fights over here. He's just starting Twitter fights.
Pull the strings, baby. Pull the strings.
Wow. See, that's so funny.
I'd love that.
Like, I can agree with that wholeheartedly. Not in the sense that I ever came at people, but I know people that did that for DJs. For example, one of our buddies back in the day, shout out to the boy Vinny Scalia, like tweeted at Steve Angelo and was like making fun of Steve Angelo, and Steve Angelo was going back to him and was like throwing shade back. And it was like a 10-tweet exchange like in the beginning of Twitter. And like, you know, regardless or not if he won or whoever won that situation, Vinny would kept tweeting about it so much, crazy. And everyone was on that.
Steve Angelo, I think he blocked him, right?
Yeah, he like blocked him or something like that. And then even more so, not even on the DJ side, to go into the sports, like we had a buddy that was going over Revis that said some crazy stuff. Steve. And to the point where a local news station picked it up because Steve said some crazy shit that basically he was like, if Revis leaves the Jets, he's going to end it all here.
He's going to kill
basically kill himself. And Revis literally was like,
And he was like, please don't do this.
Please don't do this.
Yeah.
And then Steve's like, I got Terrell Revis to tweet at me. He was like freaking out. Yeah. And then you got these like local, like, you know, sports stations.
I think it was News 12, honestly.
We're like crazy Jet fan is like tweeting at Revis saying he'll end it if he leaves, you know, like.
That's so funny.
And I mean, he ended up leaving. He ended up not actually doing it.
But I'm saying even from Revis' side there, maybe he didn't necessarily think of the way of Pat, but that 100% like gave him extra publicity. And it wasn't really negative publicity.
Essentially, like, you know? Really all you, like, I feel like basically what we're saying is just be a troll. and just make sure just don't get political about it. Just be a troll and you'll do it and you'll get interaction because clearly it works.
You'll get interactions, but not all interactions are created equal.
No, they're not. They're definitely not. Don't get me wrong. But like,
I don't really think be a troll.
It goes against like is all publicity good publicity? So like you know,
I take the example of like the DJ's tweet and like that one guy saying,
Pat, did you see this by the way?
This guy needs to back his ass, or this guy needs a license to back for that ass.
So back when DJ's like opened for the first time and like they packed the place out or whatever,
like 4 weeks ago when they like seriously open, it got really crazy.
Yeah, they did like it got a little absurd and whatnot. And then some kid tweeted about it and like tagged Murphy, tagged the New Jersey page. Like I want everybody arrested that was here. Like all these people are slobs, whatever. And then Angelo, what did some kid respond?
There was a guy in the video. There was like a guy like turn like doing it like a spin, like a 360, like shaking his butt. And this guy tweets like, yeah, I need this guy arrested for not having a license, like driving this pickup truck or something, or backing his truck up. I think it got the most retweets, more than the original one.
More than the original post.
Yeah. Like, I love that shit. Like, it's so funny.
Like all of our best tweets are me talking shit about like South Jersey and Central Jersey.
It's because you have a number of people that are going to agree with you, and now
you're number that can back up too.
Right, exactly.
Your people that love olive oil are be like, yeah, fuck that, it's right, yeah, and they're gonna retweet it, and then their friends they're not even know who you are yet, maybe, but they're gonna retweet it, and now olive oil gets further and further out there.
It's just a matter of like picking those like right moments to do it, because like I think ours was like it was like New Jersey's like birthday, like the day that the state was founded. It's like, what's your favorite thing about New Jersey? And I like quote tweeted and said North Jersey. Like 600 retweets later, and it's just like a thread of people from like South Jersey just going at us like, fuck you, like no way,
or
the girl, bro.
Exactly, or the North Jersey people's like, being pro. But that's so interesting. Like, I never thought about Twitter necessarily that way, but I think you're right, Pat. Adding that like level of controversy and maybe what you're saying, not like maybe in the sense of being like a complete troll and just like ripping on people, but bringing up something that could be had that little unpopular opinion could help. And I think honestly, I'm going to use something like that on our aspect of DJing. Like maybe we, openly talk about like the DJ industry, maybe some unpopular things that we think about that could necessarily help, add to our followers and grow our community.
Yeah. I mean,
go. I mean, the stuff, I don't know, the DJ world well enough. So you guys have to translate this from, baseball talk to DJ talk. But, the things that do the best for me, again, it's just not even about trolling. It's about just taking a side. For me, I happen to be part of, in my opinion, probably minus soccer, one of the best rivalry in all of sports, with is in Boston and New York. Me talking about Yankee fans is as easy as it gets for me. I mean, it's a layup. And that's, I know, is going to get engagement. Like, I mean, for today, for example, like I aim for 100,000 impressions a day on Twitter, and I was having a horrendous day. I was tweeting my ass off, and I think before this podcast, about an hour before this podcast, I was like at 25,000 impressions, and that is not a good look going this late at night. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to look for something here just to try to see if I can get something that's going to push the envelope a little bit. And there's a big baseball guy. He happened to tweet about this new rule in baseball because of COVID, and it was a Garrett Cole pitching. And I was just like, I didn't start a fight with Yankee fans, but I just said, oh, this sucks. Like, a lot of pitchers are going to hate this new rule because of such and such. And coming from an ex-pitcher, all that good stuff coming with it. This guy who's a big popular baseball account retweeted it. He's got like 300,000 followers, and boom, now my impressions were, before the podcast, it was before this podcast started, I was at like 25,000, and now I'm at 97,000.
Wow.
So it's like, but always the common denominator, and if you listen to anything Gary Vee says about social media, the common denominator is always people just constantly push out content. And like, I am constantly tweeting from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. And
do you think there's too much content in a sense?
In like, Twitter, there's another quote that's great about this, is there is no such thing as too much great content. If you're making shit, there's plenty, there's way too much of that. But like, Danny Gray's one of my best friends in the world, and we talked about it one time. And he was like, talking about how this guy posts too much. This guy posts too much. Like, you can't post too much on Saku's thing because of such and such. I was like, okay, well, you think posting too much is a problem? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, do you follow Barstool? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, they post about 15 to 20 times a day. Do you unfollow them? No. Well, they're posting funny stuff. Exactly. So it's not about the number of posts that you hate. It's about what you're seeing in the posts.
It's the quality. It's the quality.
Post good shit. People are gonna. You can post it literally as many times during the day as you want. People will love it.
Mm. That's interesting, because like me and Fisher, I think all DJs honestly have had this, and we've had this talk too. And I think me and Ryan kind of align more with Danny on that that sense, but
for Instagram specifically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Instagram specifically. But you bring up a good point on that aspect. I mean, if Barstool does put up another I am snacking video, I'm definitely unfollowing them because it's like the 5th time. But you know, you did have definitely a point there on that aspect. And yeah, I think with Instagram, maybe I guess for specific pages, you know, for example, if we were like more of a meme page or a video page, you know, you definitely need that content like firing and stuff. Yeah, but for us, like we will take the road in the sense that, you know, we'll hold back on a post if we don't think that it's, you know, quality.
Because there is DJs that we follow who, like, some of them post like 3 times a day, but it's like if you're just posting the same picture from the same photo shoot.
Yes,
it's tough to tell like what is good content, what's bad content in that sense.
Exactly.
So it's very, you know, perspective.
I think if it's all different, like if you keep posting and it's like all different stuff. So say you have a vlog or something, or say you have production classes or as a DJ or just like something like different every time, I think it's good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I agree. Like if you're posting the same lifestyle picture every day, you're going to be like, all right.
What I actually like what you do, Angelo, is like your Instagram is actually kind of like aesthetically pleasing because all your pictures have like similar filters on it. Like I don't know, like that purple or magenta kind of look to it and stuff, which I think is cool because if you look at the page, you know, individually the pictures look good, but as a whole, you know what I mean, they come together too, which is something me and Fisher have never thought about doing. I don't know if you ever thought about doing that, Pat, on that aspect.
I have thought about doing that. I'm not good at it though either. And I never found something like I liked.
You know, the filter's cool. I just started having all my mashups and edits on one side. So like they all line up. So I just know it's 2 posts and then an edit, 2 posts and an edit.
Like if you were to view the actual profile page, you're saying, right?
You'll see like edits in the beginning and then like other pictures.
Yeah.
And aesthetically it looks good.
Well, thank you, by the way. But every picture.
Only compliment you're getting.
Yeah. Every picture is always like a swipe right to something else, you know? So it's not just pictures of me, you know? So like maybe I'll have like, again, merch or the mix or something like that. So
yeah, I mean, me and Kev have really treated like the olive oil account as more of like a personal account in a sense. It's like, yeah, we post about like the music that we're putting out and stuff like that, but like all of our pictures and stuff are very like nonchalant. Like none of them are any professional looking at all.
Because that's not you though. That's not.
I guess not. Yeah. I don't know.
Like you guys are. I'm not saying you get like you guys are professional, but like you guys are like.
Yeah, I at times I think it it definitely pulls out our personality, and I think you're right on that aspect. But other times I think like potentially could hurt us. You know, maybe somebody that does kind of look in from the outside maybe views us as not as professional, versus others.
Yeah,
but, I feel like you get to know us. That's kind of how we rock.
I mean, like me being me, I like to look at it as like it's punk rock, bro. Like fuck social media kind of thing. It's like, but that's not just me. Rock.
Yeah,
it could be.
That's definitely all fish.
Have you ever thought about doing something like that in terms of like, do you try to keep your pictures like professional or just kind of?
You post a lot of your tweets. I know.
Yeah. So I actually have a theory right now going, and that's why I post no one knows this. You guys will now know it. But my theory right now is that I can post Instagram content on Twitter and it will do better on Twitter, and I'll post Twitter content on Instagram and it'll do better. So like you just they switch the content. And because again, it goes back to disrupting patterns is tweets on Instagram is a little bit more common now. But it's just a little bit different where it gets people to stop and read what is said.
Interesting.
Rather again, because my whole thing is though, but like I'm on, the way I operate my, website or whatever the case is, I'm looking for impressions, like solely I'm trying to get as many people to see, because that's how you bring in ad revenue. Is the more that people pay per impression.
What's necessarily an impression? Whether they like or retweet or
seeing the post.
Okay.
Yeah, companies.
So it's just like scrolling through.
Yeah.
So like on Instagram, what would it be like your reach or whatever?
There is a actual place if you go into your insights, because I'm sure you guys are a business account, right?
Yeah.
If you go into your insights, you will see in activity. It will say reach and then impression. So it'll be different. So my reach is, last week was 12,000. My impressions were 82,000. Very different number. But, these companies, and I learned this from Barstool, is these companies pay you off impression because they want to see how many people are going to see their brand. Wow. But that's all they're living is like, say, I did a thing with Bushmills. Bushmills whiskey just wants to get as many people to see their brand. So when next time they're at the, not so people, go to their website now and purchase, but next time at their liquor store, they're like, oh yeah, Bushmills, maybe we should try that. And now that's why they pay per impression instead of paying on conversion, because it's so difficult to find out what the conversion ratio is unless you get someone a code.
So that's all right. That's very interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because Pat is just dropping some great marketing knowledge.
Yeah, I know. It's like, because I always took it like as if more people comment and like, that's what
I was the same way. That's why I stopped. It's different. Again, you guys, you're not a media company. You're looking as a DJ, which ultimately your guys' DJing skills will be what makes you guys popular. Not your Instagram account necessarily, but
you'd be surprised though. To a point, we've actually not been booked for gigs because of our Instagram, I guess, aesthetic. I don't know if it looked unprofessional, or some people actually play to like the followers and aspects of it. So there is like a little bit, but
I mean, yeah, if I was you guys running my Instagram account, I would be, my whole life. I mean, you guys have probably, I know, Kev, you work for ADP, so you have another job. You can't be doing this. Fish, I know you do a bunch of different gigs, even I think without Kevin sometimes. So, it's time consuming, but what I would be doing is I'd just be literally nonstop commenting to get my following above 10,000. Because I don't think there's a job in New Jersey that you couldn't get if you have a reach of 10,000 people on your Instagram account. Yeah. And maybe, Marquis and those guys over there, they'll give those jobs away to those people. But I don't know if there's a job in New Jersey that wouldn't book you. And you can start setting your price on certain gigs because you have the whole state that you could get a job in.
And it's just like I just feel like you just want it to be as authentic and as organic as possible.
Of course. Yeah. But again, commenting or liking, like right now I'm on a like kick because I just don't feel like commenting on people's page. Mm-hmm. So I like about 1,000 pictures a day.
Wow.
And what's going on?
You got this whole thing detailed up, man. That's great.
I know what
I'm doing. This is great knowledge.
But this is what
I've been taking notes.
Seriously. I'm about to rewatch this. Just take notes on it.
I have so much free time. But what I'm doing is I'm putting I don't care about the picture you put up, but I'm going to I know most people have their Instagram notifications turned on. Mine are off, but I know most people's are on. So now my name just popped up on your phone. And now I'm going to get my name to pop on. I'm probably doubling up on people, but let's say, 500 to 1,000 accounts, people a day are going to see my name, and now you get to decide whether or not you follow me or not. But that's what combos with my content is that you're going to come to my page and make a decision. And I have to have stuff that I'm posting constantly about baseball, about whatever, so that when you come, I hope that the decision you make is to stay and follow.
Okay. And for the analytics, so, for example, let's say you go like 1,000 people that you don't necessarily follow. They pop onto your page. When they pop onto your page, does that count as the reach aspect or the impression? It only counts the impression if they actually click on like one of your Instagram posts.
They got to see a post. Okay. From what I understand, I could be wrong on that, but
I feel like 99% of people though, when they go onto a page, will click on a post. I do it.
Yes.
Any new person I'm on Instagram, I'm clicking on at least one post.
Yes. You're looking at something that the guy's posting, and that's again where you talk about videos, you talk about, Angelo, who's got that stuff that, how do you aesthetically please it? Like, these are the things that are going to change the game, because the biggest thing that I do, like when I'm looking at people's pages, is who is this? Is this somebody? Like, this person liked it, this person liked it. Okay, I'm going to go over to their page, and if it looks legit, okay, now this might be somebody. Like, I might want to collab with this person. I might want to follow this person because I want them liking my stuff, so my stuff gets pushed out to their followers. It's just one big game of trying to gain more.
Merc, I just came up with a great idea.
What's up?
Pat Light follows us, right?
Okay.
Let's go to his page and just start liking all of his followers' shit.
Yeah,
because they're gonna go to our page, see that you follow us, and be like, wait, who are these kids?
And then we're just gonna write underneath official DJ of Pat Light.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description.
There you go.
Smart. Really, honestly, it's smart if you do that.
That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea because you're gonna get people to follow you.
Yeah.
People are going to come over. I engage with you guys pretty much in every post you make. Like, you're going to see, you're gonna be a Green Rock guy. I'd be on Jared's.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, 100%. It definitely has worked because, like, even just from the human perspective, which at the end of the day it is a big thing too. Like, I got a lot of friends that come to Green Rock and like will reference Pat or Brandon on that even aspect, and maybe not even necessarily like knowing them from owners as our owners rather. Like, I've had people that have interacted with me on social media, and then I've kind of brought that aspect up and stuff.
And it'll be like, oh, I saw them on your Instagram. I saw them on your Twitter. Yeah. Like, who are they? Kind of thing. Yeah.
This is some great knowledge. I mean, for anybody listening out there,
I got a question too. Have you ever used Instagram ads before? Or
I have.
And like, what do you think of them? Because I was actually trying to use them for my mix, and I didn't know. I've heard like you have to put a good amount of money in order to do it. You don't want to put too little.
Yeah, you do. I mean, they let you narrow your field quite a bit. Like, I remember I haven't done it in a year or so, but the last one I put out, I was able to target people in Boston or around Boston that also talk about the Red Sox. Like, I was able to narrow
keywords, right?
That's awesome.
Huh?
You could like use like keywords essentially, right?
Yeah.
We did it one time for the first.
And we did it with like college. I feel like we did the class of, or we did like anybody with like MSU
Montclair State in their bio, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Class of 20.
Yeah. So I mean, I think they're useful. They're definitely useful to get people to see your brand more. My biggest complaint with them is how many of us interact with ads on our once we notice it's an ad. Typically, at least I do, is I scroll. I move on because I just think it's some bullshit. You really got to put a different twist on that picture or that whatever the case may be to get people to stop. I think Gary Vaynerchuk one time was literally yelling stop. Like, he had like all this ad as I followed Gary, but I got an ad and all of a sudden like it was him screaming at me to stop. And I did. I didn't listen to his empathy wines pitch, but I did stop. So I think they're useful, but I think it's tough. I think it's tough to follow.
And like even that could go back to like the Firefest crap. Like they did that orange block, and it was apparently like the most unused color on Instagram. And once you saw that orange block, but it forced people to stop, and that's why 1 million people fucking went down to an island and got screwed over.
Yeah.
I think Instagram ads are great for people who are actually selling something, like selling a product. Because again, you talk about like you scroll, how many times we all talk about how like our phone's listening to us, and all of a sudden we see an ad on our phone that's paper towels. Because I told my brother I need paper towels, like those things. Now I'm at the store later. I'm like, oh yeah, I saw this. Let's try this product out. Whereas for people like us who like I'm promoting a brand that I'm not selling anything yet, like I'm just promoting myself and trying to gain that following. You guys are promoting, a DJ service. Your clientele is bar owners right now or club owners. How many people are you actually reaching that are the decision makers there?
Yeah,
probably not that many, and no one is very few. I don't know, Angela, have you tried them yet?
I haven't tried the Instagram app. No, I haven't. It would either be for like my mix or merch. I think merch is, it's kind of ideal, but it has to be like, okay, this looks cool. Like, what is this? Like, it's gotta be like,
if you're gonna do it for merch, dude, get a chick with big ass tits or lack of a better way to put it. I'm not kidding. Cause we did that. We did it for that video for Murph's. And we had Victoria's butt front and center, and the thing's got 10,000 views.
It did.
It works.
It works.
Sex sells, dude. From it too.
Sex sells, bro. It does.
It does.
Fish is not a sin.
It definitely does.
Fish is not a sin.
If you're selling merch,
I like common sense, bro.
No, it works. That stuff works.
I hate to say it that way, but that's the best way to say it.
You're right, though.
Like straight up.
That's why for Pat, we're actually going to have him throw 100 miles an hour in Green Rock.
Yeah, I definitely can do that right now,
bro. Dude,
is it 90 feet? You think from the beginning of Green Rock
from the door to the kitchen?
You think we got 90 feet?
Yeah.
But what are the odds you hit the caves though?
I mean, you know how narrow that is?
I know.
There's no way I'm throwing
You're a baseball player.
You played in the league.
Yeah, of course I played in the league, but I was done in the league because of my control problems. This is not an easy throw, and I'm definitely not. First off, the mound to home plate is 60 feet. It's not 90. That's 90.
Sorry, 60, 90.
Yeah.
90 Merkel didn't play in high school.
Yeah.
Merkel stopped at Little League.
But yeah,
senior league.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got 60 feet. I mean, we definitely have 60 feet.
Definitely have 60 feet. I cannot throw 100 right now, though.
I'm telling you right now, when we come back, that's a viral post right there.
I'm telling you right now, Pat, even if you throw, like, I don't know if you saw the Spice Adams thing. I keep seeing this Spice Adams, the dude from the Bears, he's like pretending to throw, and in the video he's like, I'm gonna throw 95. He like throws this dumbass fucking literally lollipop over it. The kid misses the ball, I think like on purpose, and he turns around and goes, I think that was 97. And I started losing my shit over it. Like we had something dumb like that.
Put Merkel in the catcher's outfit too. Like you gotta have him.
Yeah, we have to have something. I cannot. I'm thinking right now. We have Bernard or Larry as the batter.
There we go.
You go and throw it. Actually, you don't even hit the pitch. You beam them. And then someone has a fake radar gun that has a piece of paper saying 100. Be like, oh, we got him at 100. That would be hilarious.
It would be. That would work.
Come on, bro.
That bar on the right would be scary though.
No one could be at the bar. No one could be in the bar, obviously.
No. This is like when we
I got great content for you, Pat. I mean, opening day, when we get back up, we should call it opening day, and you should throw out the first pitch in front of Green Rock before you let people in. That's another good idea too.
Throw out the first pitch.
Yeah, right on the sidewalk over there.
Definitely. We'll do it.
It could be a wiffle ball.
We'll do it.
I'm telling you. Another great idea. Bar gets really packed. If you want to cut the line to get in, you got to get a hit off Pat Light.
Yeah, that sounds like a great way to get shut down.
That's literally an East
Pat, you really got to listen to these two idiots all the time, right?
Good content.
It's more so Merkel.
No, but honestly, like at the end of the day, like this has been great on the aspect of marketing. I mean, I've learned a lot on that aspect because for me, like Fisher said, it's always been like likes, comments, and like that followers aspect. But at the end of the day, you could have 100,000 followers in the world, but if they're not authentic and they're not like reaching out, how much pull do you really have? So I think for me, I'm gonna be focusing more attention on that reach and on that impressions. Like I just checked now. Last week we had about 2,200 on that reach aspect, but 17,000 on impressions. So I guess that's good in that sense.
Did we actually?
Yeah,
that was the same thing as me, pretty much.
Yeah, around that.
You got more followers, bro. So fuck you.
All right, well, I'm not gonna lie. All right, I listen. I was being nice. I had 1,000 more, but still, I'm just letting you guys know.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like, and now that I know that the fact of like the impressions, like I think like when we were talking about it, like. We don't really post on our actual pictures a lot, but we post the shit out of our content and our stories and stuff. And I feel like that really, attracts and draws and gets people on because the more that goes with the Explorer.
All going back to where this conversation originally started, the TikTok shit. Apparently, the TikTok shit is the easiest way to grow that following as of right now.
Yeah.
Apparently it's so easy to get on that For You page or whatever the hell they call it. And just to grow just based off of that. I think we have like 3 videos up. Like one of the videos has like 450 views and it's just me shooting the confetti on the bar. That's literally all it is. And it just says like, I've literally made the caption content.
No, TikTok did a great job of people don't care really about Instagram or Twitter. And they really care about followers. People want to feel cool. So TikTok did a great job of getting people on the platform and then promoting themselves, promoting the people inside the platform so much that they started growing a tremendous amount. And now everyone wants to go over there because they feel they can get a bunch of followers from TikTok, which they definitely can. And I've thought about it because my stuff on Twitter, like I told you guys, I've been trying to do videos a little bit more on Twitter. You're not going to see me do any dances. But
we saw the blinding lights. We still have that. We saw the blinding lights dance. We got that. We got the I like to move it. We got that.
Oh my God. But yeah, but I don't think you'll see more of that. But there is, I think there's a market there that hasn't really been reached yet on TikTok of people to not do just dances. Like I think that was the craze. That's what everyone came for. But it's a video platform. Like Instagram's really a picture. Twitter's words. Like it's a video platform. If you go over there and you guys post your the stuff like Green Rock doing crazy shit, whatever, and then I'm looking to post just basic videos of myself talking about baseball because that is what people consume over there. They're looking for videos.
And short.
Yes,
Very
and they're
short,
not,
very
and they're again, TikTok is has a lot of people on there right now that want to see the dances and stuff like that, and those girls in bikinis, which is outrageous. But there isn't many people over there doing stuff like at least what I would do and what you would do. There's not many people over there doing that right now.
Yeah,
and
I mean, Angelo, you could talk to about this a little bit with your boy Tempo. Does he have like 1 million followers or 1 million views or something?
He just got 1 million views on one of his videos, and the whole thing was him. He would do he'd be like, all right, top 5 Migos songs, and he'll put in do 5 quick Migos songs, and he literally grows so much every day. He wakes up and he does a video a day every day.
I mean, honestly, right now, if you put up a video, Angelo, on TikTok and just said top 5 Avicii songs, and I came across on TikTok, I know I would stop and listen to what the top 5 you have are. I would listen to the entire thing, and then I'd listen to Avicii that day.
Definitely,
you're right. You're right. You're
Push
right.
That one too.
Kygo, yeah. Kygo. But these are the things you got to get people to stop and listen to, because I know TikTok is all about is if people replay your video or not. They watch the whole thing. That's where they push further out and stuff like that.
You got to give that goofy ass smile the whole time. He's got to be cheesing the whole time.
It's all about engagement too. You can't just be playing your song. You kind of you
want people to duet you and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But there's an opportunity for people outside of the dance community in TikTok right now. I'm trying to figure out how to capitalize on it. I just haven't figured it out how yet.
Yeah.
But again, I think
what?
My whole thing is post and figure out later. Like that. Yeah. Me posting, I don't give a crap. You see a lot of these. If you watch, again, I always go back to Gary Vee. If you watch Gary Vee's very first YouTube video, it is the most amateurish video of all time, but no one cares about it. And everyone thinks he's a social media marketing genius because of the stuff he puts out now.
Wine, it was the whole wine thing, right?
Yeah, he sat in his basement or in the wine store and in front of a little table and sipped wine and talked about it. That's all he did. And now it's a huge brand, but it wasn't then. And so I'm all about posting and changing my view from comments and likes, which is now that it actually pushes you guys to not post much, because if you don't think the post is going to get a lot of comments and likes, you're not going to post it. Whereas I'm looking at, I just want to get as many eyeballs on my page as possible.
Right, yeah.
And the more and more you post, the more and more it's going to come up.
That changes the way you're going to think about everything.
Changes the game. I'm telling you, my Twitter has not stopped growing since I started this. My Instagram, I'm trying to figure it out still. I'm still posting a lot more. I'm still doing that. But again, I post, and then that decision post that I posted, where I'm going to make a decision.
You got to see more TBTs of you back in the day throwing the ball.
People love baseball pictures, but honestly, I didn't play long enough in the show to have that many pictures that I haven't already posted. So
we need that intentional walk, bro. We need that intentional walk.
That would be a great TikTok.
That would be good.
And in my baseball career check, something dumb like that. You know what I'm talking about, though? Something that would actually, that would go viral.
That'd be good. That'd be really good. That'd be really good.
That's how I got the league check.
That's one of the things I hear. You take whatever is viral right now and just put it in your own way. That's what everything is.
Kevin,
be your manager a little bit.
Kevin, I promise you. And when we get off this, that will be my first ever TikTok.
That would be great.
Brilliant idea.
So, Angelo, what we are talking about is when you were on the Twins, right?
Something like that. You could be just got into the league check and then do it and then all right, rest in peace. 2 years. When
Pat was playing for the Twins, he was intentionally walking somebody and overthrew the catcher and they scored a run.
On the intentional walk.
On the intentional walk.
It was probably the most embarrassing baseball moment of my life.
We had it on the loop at the TVs at Green Rock through that video that
I forgot at the end.
It's on YouTube.
If you type in Pat Light on YouTube, that's the first thing that pops up.
Yeah, I think if you type in Pat Light on Google, the first they give you suggestions.
Yeah.
I think the first one is Pat Light intentional walk.
Yeah. Somebody actually wrote an article or an opinion saying that they tried to amend something about the intentional walk due to it. I don't think it was true. I am in the history books in somewhat capacity in baseball, because I am the last person that year they axed the intentional walk. You don't have to throw pitches anymore. So I am the last person in Major League Baseball history to fuck up an intentional walk. No way. So it is. Okay. Oh yeah.
You got to get that. That's got to go next to Carabas's jersey.
That could be a second one.
Yeah.
Like, how'd I got famous, Jack? Like, I don't know. It's not like that. Funny. I don't know.
No, but
I'm just trying to think of stuff.
No, I remember the day they did it. I was not with the Twins, with the Pirates, and I got to my locker in spring training. I'm a young guy. No reporters come to my locker really very often, except for when I got traded. And there's my locker it has every reporter next to it. And I'm like 7 a.m. I was like, why the hell are you guys here? I walk over to these guys, like, yes, what's up, guys? Like, what's going on? And I put my bag down. They're like, hey, you got a minute, Pat? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, what's up? And I'm assuming like they had heard I got traded or something happened.
Yeah, like something you didn't know, you're gonna find out.
Yeah. What are you guys about to tell me? They're like, hey, did you happen to like see the news last night or anything on some of the rule changes? And I was like, no. And they were like, well, they actually, banned the intentional walk. You don't have to throw the pitches anymore. I was like, you sons of bitches. That's why you're over here right now. I'm trying to have my coffee in the morning, and you guys are making fun of me. So but it worked. And I'm telling you, Mark, that will be my first ever. It might be my only ever TikTok, but that will definitely be my first TikTok.
I think I'll get some love.
I think it will get. I'm gonna see if I can pull some connects, see if I can get on Barstool Tweets to get more love.
Oh, that definitely could 100% be on there. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh man, that'd be so awesome. Good.
That was funny.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, no. I mean, me and Fisher, like, I don't know. In my opinion, I was always anti-TikTok, mainly because all the cool kids were doing it, and I didn't want to do it. I was skeptical about it, but I think you guys both came up with some valid points.
We have written down ideas. Like, we have ideas, we just never like did them.
You guys just gotta do it. Like, I tried 3 of them. I tried 3 of them. They didn't really. I got like 200 views on all of them. I did the playpen mashup thing. It got 200 views. It was like, but I might try that.
And that's also specific though at the same time.
Yeah, I was trying to grow my brand first.
Right.
The brand first, but I should probably just like do that, like the Avicii thing, the Kygo thing. I think that's cool.
So one of our friends that we had on, Pat, one of our friends, our buddy Drew, DJ McHugh, he actually is really big on TikTok. I think he just hit like 15,000 followers.
15K.
It's so funny because we make fun of him because his TikTok videos are. He's a good dancer. He had a background. Like, he used to do like dancing for private events and stuff. So most of his stuff is like pretty much following the trends of like what's going on. So we make fun of him all the time. He's a 25-year-old guy.
And like he's like he is very much on top of his shit though. Like, he knows when something's in and something's out. Like,
he's very good with it. But even so, with that, like, we were talking about live streaming and the effect of that, and Facebook was taking songs down, Instagram was taking songs down, and like, do you go to Twitch? And people were like, I don't know, because you don't really get that many followers. Like, it's tough to convert the people. Yeah. And he said, like, he's been just doing live, which I didn't even know you could do this on TikTok. And this dude was actually getting donations sent to him. He was making money on TikTok doing live streams from his followers. He was averaging like $40-$50 like every time you do a live stream, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because, I wouldn't even expect something even of that aspect, to even come out to it. Because I thought, honestly, it was just, the video.
It was kind of like, it was very like Twitch-esque in that aspect. Like, because like on Twitch, like, people donate and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see, like, on something that's strictly an app for your phone.
Well, that's
it goes to show many people are just on their phones versus like a laptop or anything
but
else.
I'm saying it even opens the door for the fact if you're doing like a podcast like this or something else, like maybe you go towards TikTok if you have a following there, or something.
I think you're right, and I think, Kevin, you said it. One of the best. I think Twitch has always been difficult, at least for me, to convert people, like get people from my Instagram or Twitter to go over to Twitch and see my stuff. Because I don't know why, but it's difficult. It's not hard, though, to get people to go over to TikTok. It's very easy to get people to go to, and it's very easy to get people to TikTok to go over to Instagram or Twitter. It's those three are the main group. A lot of times I'll go, I used to pick up girls. Like, I would be on Instagram, whatever, or be on TikTok, and I would go, like, say, I remember you guys know probably the one girl I picked up from TikTok. Like, she was there. I was like, let's see if first you got in TikTok, you got to see if she's of age. That's they're all young kids.
True.
Check the bio right away.
Yeah, so like immediately go.
I think I know what you're talking about. I did not know this TikTok situation, but continue.
Okay, yeah, so I went over to Instagram, figured it out. I followed her. She followed me back, and then she DM'd me, and then boom, that's how it all gets started. But like it's not hard. Like, it's one of the first things I look at is like, I'll go on TikTok, I'll see, be like, oh, this person's pretty popular. Is this person good? And especially if they're doing baseball stuff, like maybe I want to collab with this person, see if I want to talk to them. And I'll go over to Instagram and Twitter and see if they're converting their followers from just TikTok or are they just a TikTok brand. And they'd be valuable to me if I'm starting to grow a TikTok, but at the time it wasn't valuable to me. I needed you to have a following on Twitter and Instagram for you to be valuable to me. So
has sports been popular on TikTok? Not gonna lie, like I'm not actively on the app, so most of the stuff that I see are those dances and like those viral videos and stuff. Has there been like a solid market for sports with TikTok?
Honestly, no, not right now. Not that I've seen, at least. But again, TikTok is so like aggressive on what you're watching and keeping that stuff on your For You page.
Yeah.
So
it like corners you and narrows you in, right?
Yeah. So like when I first got TikTok, I was single, and you got a lot of hot girls on there dancing, and my entire feed For You page was girls dancing. Yep, exactly.
I do it in every one podcast.
Yeah, for real.
So that's my whole For You page. So like, I don't even know what else is out there. TikTok doesn't think you care what else is out there. They think you only want to see this.
Wow.
So it's very difficult to know, even for someone who's on there and wants to.
Is there a way to break that? Do you have to like delete your account?
So I've broken it a little bit because since I started dating Chelsea, I didn't.
Obviously,
I want to be able to go on TikTok around her because I still liked going on TikTok, and every time I went on fucking TikTok, it was one girl after another dancing, and I was like, well, it's not a great look. Yeah. So like when she wasn't around, I would go on TikTok, and then like these girls that would be dancing, I immediately scroll past them. I would not consume the content. And now slowly but surely, like right now, a lot of my stuff is like Barstool, it's golf.
How does TikTok work? Like, I mean, I guess it's dumb for saying or ignorant for saying because I don't really know. Like, for example, how many followers, let's say, do you have on this TikTok thing? Or you don't even have?
I haven't posted once. Let's see how many followers I have.
So yeah, so you can't search videos, right? It's only just videos popping up, or how does that work?
I know you can search. So I can
search like hashtags.
I've searched songs.
Yeah. Like, wow, okay.
And their search features.
I don't have the app or anything. Like I've never used the app before.
Their search feature is pretty useful because I've actually wanted to search like trends. I wanted to search certain things and I just type in like this thing, and like it wasn't the exact thing, but they bring up what I wanted.
Gotcha. And then they'll pretty much like corner you into all of that stuff, essentially.
Yes, exactly.
And then if you're watching there, I guess from like a time perspective, depending on how much time you're spending on this, they're going to populate more and more.
If you rewatch the video, if you see the whole video, if you rewatch it a certain number of times, if you share it, if you comment on it, or if you like it, any of those things, all of them obviously is the best thing. But if you do any of those things, I don't like one thing on it. I don't think I've ever liked a TikTok.
Me either. I'm not. So it's funny you say I'm not a big liker on it either. But like I will rewatch it.
Exactly.
And plus, I got a girlfriend too. Like I'm not liking those girls dancing or anything like that. And plus, like if they hear the sound right away, they know right away. Like they hear that Gooba song, it's like it's over. You gotta go. You gotta swipe. But
no, it's true. But I've never liked a thing on TikTok in my life unless it's someone I know, and I'm just trying to help them out.
The algorithm is really like interesting there.
It is. They don't care as much about likes and comments as Instagram does or as Twitter does. They care more about if you're rewatching the video and if you're sharing the video. And I've shared plenty of videos in my day. Like I'll see something that's fucking hilarious or something like that, and I'll share it with my brother, or I'll share it with someone. Like I do those things, but I don't like
it. Yeah.
It's not my thing.
I share before I like every time. I don't.
Exactly. I don't care about it. Why do I care about it? I'm not hitting this heart button.
Yeah.
What the hell is that for?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send this out if I think it's funny, or I'm gonna rewatch if I think it's funny or something. But I don't have no interest in liking the picture or the video.
I agree. Yeah.
Wow.
Unless you're single trying to get a girl's attention or something like that, maybe you can. But I don't.
What am I doing on these Tinders and Bumbles and Hinges out here? I gotta go to TikTok.
I'm not putting my cousin on blast, but like he showed me his likes TikToks. Every single one is a girl. He's single. It's a girl dancing. It's the funniest shit.
Listen, I always tell people I haven't had it. I had a Tinder when it first came out in 2013, and I got off it when I came back to Hoboken. Never downloaded another one my entire life, but I still was, in my opinion, online dating because I used Instagram and Twitter like it was nobody's, like everyone's like all afraid of DMing people, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're DMing people? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Of course I am. How else am I supposed to meet
You're
this
the social media guru over here?
Yeah, how else am I supposed to meet this smoke show girl from California? Like, what? I'm just gonna run into her in a bar? Are you kidding me? Like, Instagram is the bar from Monday to Thursday. That is the bar. Like, I go there and I'm going to try to meet some really hot girls. Like, that's what I'm there for. And people would make fun of you, but I'd also have a much hotter girl next to me than they would, or they'd have me in the corner to
Wow.
soda.
There's some great knowledge here. I got some great insight.
Quarantine too. All my friends, like my best friend Bobby, he fucking was gunning the DMs.
Yeah,
he would honestly, out of every 10 girls, he would get at least two or three, I would say, for every.
Not bad.
You know.
Yeah, and then right from there it goes right to the Snapchat. Right to the Snapchat.
I was a big Snapchat person too. Yeah. I immediately wanted to make sure that one, you were real, because sometimes you never know who people have hacked these accounts and stuff like that. Yeah. But the other thing is Snapchat just makes life a little bit easier when you're single.
Yeah.
For certain purposes.
It's like it's literally an easier way of asking for a number without seeming creepy in a sense.
Yeah.
It's essentially what it's become.
Yeah. But wow. We've talked about a lot today.
We hit a lot tonight.
A lot.
It was a good night.
But yeah, no, let's start wrapping it up a little bit, Pat. I know we don't want to keep you all day, but no, seriously, some great knowledge on on social media just in general, and that's huge and very valuable for us, because even at the end of the day, if you're watching this, you're not even looking to necessarily get into the DJ world. So the power of social media and growing your brand is huge and can be used for anybody in any industry that you want to do. Whether you're even working for somebody and you're not necessarily growing yourself, and you're maybe even trying to grow that business, like Pat, like what you do for Green Rock, because Green Rock has a very exceptional social media too. And I like the way that, you and Brandon, style that as well. Or the fact of you, trying to grow yourself. Like the whole era of social media, people need to realize is basically, the new age. This is really what's going to what's going to grow you, get you popular, get you famous, and for certain people, honestly, make all their money on it. So,
and just like Kev, just like a great example of that, like we talked about spending money on a billboard, so like old marketing.
Yeah.
Who literally just post the picture on Instagram because we know it would crush on Instagram.
Yeah, we want to. We're thinking about actually spending some money buying a billboard on Route 3 before you get into Hoboken.
Yeah,
and
for the faces for Fridays at Green Rock.
Maybe we'll throw Green Rock.
Do it for like a month.
How funny would that be, though? I mean,
you drive by.
I love the billboards. I love billboards.
The billboards.
I think it'd be hilarious.
If you want to go in on, we'll split it, Angelo, and we'll throw your face on one, and we'll throw us on the other.
Kings of Hoboken?
They're not. Yeah, that'd be funny. That would be funny as shit.
But yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you somehow could track a conversion rate on that, I'd give you guys a percentage of the people you brought in. But because that a billboard there is valuable because people coming to Hoboken Friday and Saturday night, they might be thinking about where to go, and they might be going to a pregame. They might suggest Green Rock now.
Yeah.
Just be like, I saw this billboard.
Olive Oil. I know Olive Oil's over there tonight, and I saw their billboard on the way in. Let's go over to see.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like if you don't know us, but you know the bar, it's like, wait a minute, there's DJs play there that are called Olive Oil. Like it gives that like little push.
It definitely needs to have like that both sides to it. You know what I mean? Or whether it's like Angelo, if you were doing something and like you had another bar in Hoboken, like you got to have some type of place that's like established that people know.
Yeah,
add that familiar face.
Try to make it something ridiculous. Like not like obviously that they'll let you, but make it shareable. Like that, that's obviously it's gonna be tough for people to take pictures on the way in on Route 3. But like make it so a lot
of people get stuck in that traffic though. Like kind of
I reached out to the Boston Globe I was going to take out a full page ad in the Boston Globe on the day of after my announcement of the decision, and I was going to write what Michael Jordan wrote and say I'm back. And it was going to be the most ridiculous thing in the world because one of the worst baseball players of all time in Major League Baseball history is taking out a full-page ad in the Boston Globe saying he's back. Like, anyone cares. No one's going to sign this guy. But immediately, because of how ridiculous it is, a million people in Boston are now talking about it. Yeah. And now
great.
500,000 people in Boston that didn't know who I was now are talking about me.
Yeah.
And now okay, let's go see who this Pat Light guy is on Instagram. And now they're looking at me. Now they're doing this. Now they're engaging with me. Now they're talking and seeing that I'm an idiot. Like all these different types of things happen from that ad rather than me, putting out, something, come follow my my Instagram or go to my website. Now it's like, well, now people are organically trying to reach me because they thought it was funny what I did.
Yeah.
Pat, I think we got to have you on once a month. I'm not going to lie.
This by far, like, in terms of overall knowledge, has been just absolutely great. And I think we, you know, as a conglomerate, like, never thought about really, like, in the beginning, we wanted to just keep it to, like, just, like, nightlife specifically. And, like, obviously, you know, as an owner, you're in, you know, associated with that nightlife. But realistically, like, the whole aspects of you outside of that nightlife is, like, definitely most important in terms of what I've learned today. You know what I mean? From that marketing side, from, like, your social media and your branding and stuff. So thank you so much, honestly, for hopping on. If you have any other lasting, you know, says, I guess you could say, definitely plug your stuff. Like, where can we find you? You know, what goals you have maybe in the future, or things to look out for you, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, go to thepatlight.com. Actually, not a huge fan of the name. I wanted patlight.com, but apparently that was taken. So I had to put the Patlight. But go to my website. It's kind of new. We're still trying to build. But follow me on Instagram at patlight, pat_light, or Twitter, same thing, pat_light. Again, right now the goal is just is be in that media industry right now. I love doing it. I love talking baseball. I love doing all these different type of collaborations with people from different industries. It's fun. But like I told you guys, you know, if the one thing I can impart on people that trying to grow their own brands or trying to do anything is get away from caring about likes and comments and start thinking about impressions, because if you're a brand, you're selling yourself now. And now you want as many people in the world to see your brand. And now if you get that and combo that with some quality content, your brand will grow no matter what. It's going to happen if you're targeting the right people. So you just keep pushing, see what you got. And if you got good enough stuff, I think you'll be successful.
Yes, sir, Pat. Thank you, Pat.
Yeah,
again.
Wow. Fuck.
You were awesome this episode, for real. Just like we both learned it, and everyone's going to enjoy this. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Oliver, you guys, anything?
What episode is this? 13?
13.
13. Peace.
All right, guys. Catch
See you guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Said I'm a motherfucker with a microphone.